Oh, today I took a transformative afternoon reset. It's LinkedInese. But what is LinkedIn? You can't find it on Duolingo, guys.
They say self-promotion is a bad thing.
Who wants to be, a vain person having an ego trip online? So the concept of self-promotion is somewhat negative and it puts a label on it. I reframed it.
Can professionals monetize their content? If you have another business unit or you have another job, can you monetize? So, Juliana, welcome to the show. Welcome
Thanks,
to Creator
Alex,
Mode.
for inviting me. I'm proud to be the first to pop your cherry as a podcast host.
I'm very honored. I love what you're building. It's been amazing. I think you're now one of the biggest creators in Singapore. What I love about your content, Juliana, and even before we started talking, I was very much aware of you, is that you're incredibly dynamic. You've done written content. You've talked about building a personal brand. You've injected a bit of humor into your content. How did you realize that you were good at this?
Alex, I'm actually a scientist by training, right? In 2018, I was a professor. So all of this that you described is very, very recent.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know many scientists who've become creators. How did it all start?
So I think the real genesis of my creator journey happened in 2020. This is all COVID related. And it was a bit of a do or die for my company. So a little bit of background, I run an agency doing strategic comms for science, technology, and healthcare. We publish books, magazines, things you can hold. During the pandemic, nobody wanted to print anything. You didn't want to hang out with me, let alone hold something I gave to you. And this is when I realized that we had to pivot really strongly to digital space. And one of them, which I thought was the best platform for us, was LinkedIn. So given that I myself didn't know how to use LinkedIn, I thought it'd be easiest for me, the founder, the CEO, to start posting on it. So it was really around January, February, March that I started posting on LinkedIn.
So
the rest is history.
So this was just a giant experiment.
It was an experiment.
And you had no idea what made good content at that point. You said, I'm just going to go for it.
Well, I think there was a little bit of a nudge in that direction because in January, I was attending the annual meeting in Davos. This is the World Economic Forum. And so I thought I would post whatever I was doing in Davos. So I met Sadhguru, Yo-Yo Ma, all the famous F1 racers. So it was easy for me to create content from Davos. I think coming back from Davos and getting into circuit breaker, this is our lockdown in Singapore, that was harder because now we have nothing to write about, nothing to photograph. And I think I had to be a lot more creative after that.
Very interesting. So you were a scientist, you started creating content. When did you start seeing traction? So even though there are still very few people posting on LinkedIn compared to the number of users, there's 1 billion of them on LinkedIn. In 2020, there were even fewer people posting on LinkedIn. Wow.
So it was a bit like, like a gold rush. Demand versus supply was very, very imbalanced. So I think every time I posted, I would get thousands of likes, easily. And then during the lockdown, I did some videos. So this was my earliest foray into videos, just me in my little home office talking about how to get a job or how to pitch ourselves from home in a pandemic. And I think those went a lot of them went viral as well. Although I still think that there is a huge demand-supply imbalance. Only 1% of us are posting almost daily. It's a little bit harder now.
But you're still going viral, and we're still seeing every week new creators on LinkedIn going viral.
It's a lot easier to get organic views on LinkedIn compared to, say, TikTok or Instagram.
YouTube being hardest.
Yes, yeah.
I think we see with Nas Daily as well. YouTube long is the hardest. So you were a founder, a business person, and you started posting on LinkedIn. I know a lot of people are scared about doing this because they say self-promotion is a bad thing. You don't want to be a self-promoter. Do you agree?
I don't like the word self-promotion. I don't like the way it's phrased because it's like a negative. There's a negative meaning to it. Of course, I don't want to be a self-promoter. It's because I do a lot of branding and storytelling coaching now on all platforms, not just LinkedIn, is that I target industry experts. And I say I target industry experts and help them launch powerful brands, right? And that is their greatest fear, to be a self-promoter. Who wants to be, a vain person having an ego trip online? So the concept of self-promotion is somewhat negative and it puts a label on it. I reframed it.
Okay.
And one thing I've reframed it to is to be a magnet. So if you want to be a powerful magnet, that means you want to attract good employers. And if you're a small business owner, you want to attract awesome clients. It's not just enough to have clients, you need good clients.
Yeah.
And to attract, you need to put yourself out there. You need to talk about yourselves, tell them your story. The only thing that your competitor cannot copy from you, Alex, is your story. They can copy everything else. So put yourself out there and attract the people who identify with your story. And they can be your industry mates, collaborators, they can be your investors. And then at the same time, a magnet also repels. So when someone reads your story, they're, oh God, this guy is married, has kids, not the same place in my life. Unfollow, good, let them go. Because a magnet has to repel if it wants to attract.
That sounds so much better than being a self-promoter.
Yeah.
And so thinking about being a magnet, I really relate to this because when we think about selling our product or our business, we constantly go out there and we write cold emails and we go to people and we almost beg them to try our product. But in the magnet idea, we are just telling our story, providing value, and people are coming to us.
This is actually how the law of attraction works. So if you believe in the attraction-based sales philosophy, then you believe that your story will attract your future clients, your potential customers, your ideal target audience. And it's a lot better than doing cold calls, paying for advertising just to get a bunch of cold leads and then hustling them one by one. It doesn't work as well. And the client that you get is not your tribe. But if they've read my content, my emails, my newsletters for years, then they've already been conditioned to really understand how I think. And if they believe in my product, that's the client I want.
So it's like a trust building exercise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Love it.
You know about the trust funnel, right?
Yes.
This was on the internet. I didn't invent it. Know you, they know you exist, like you, trust you, and then buy from you.
I love it because I actually built a framework as well. It's called Robo. It's very similar. So reach your audience, own your audience is the O. Build a relationship with them. And then O
trust.
Exactly. O is the offer.
Offer is the buy from me.
Buy from me.
Yeah.
And you can only get to the offer if you know your audience and build a relationship with them. And then the offer is easy because you know what they want and why they want to be here. And so I think that this trust exercise, as you said, is so critical.
There's another school of thought on the internet, okay? It goes that people do not want to know you until they know that you can offer value to them. But if you are facing what I call the cold start problem, this is something Andrew Chen came up with, which is what many of my clients face. They are new to the platform. Then you can't just start by offering value. Because imagine if I went up to you, Alex, I said, 5 ways you can be a better leader. You're like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm the COO of Nest Company. I manage like hundreds of people. How about you? So you need to explain your credentials, your client success stories. You need to tell them who you are, your origin story. And then people go, oh, you know what? You do happen to know a lot. Now I want to listen to you.
So it's tell your origin story first.
Yeah.
Then be a thought leader.
Exactly.
No, I love this.
Thank you.
What are maybe 2 or 3 other things that you see that your clients and others say, I am not starting creating content because? Are there any things that come to mind?
I actually don't only specialize in industry experts or technical experts. I specialize in a very, very narrow niche called analytical thinkers.
Wow, analytical thinkers.
Okay. Before it was completely debunked by neuroscience, they used to call them left brain thinkers. It used to refer to people who were, very much into data, very analytical, very driven by facts. And then right brain thinkers were known for their creativity, ambiguity. Whether or not you want to refer to yourself as a left brain or right brain thinker, you will ultimately be more of one than the other.
Yeah.
And I focus on analytical thinkers. So for them, they treat social media content creation very differently. It's in a very, step-by-step format. Okay. So the few things that they suffer from is the curse of knowledge.
Too much knowledge.
So with the curse of knowledge, the assumption is that people already know who you are.
Yeah.
It's like a massive curse. And the first thing I do is explain to them that nobody knows you've won these awards, you have a PhD, you've managed a team. So the first thing we do is to eat humble pie.
Mm-hmm.
We go on LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever you prefer and start by telling them, hi, my name is Juliana. I'm a mom. I run a company. I like strength training or I like rock climbing. Just start there. So the curse of knowledge is very strong in my community. The next thing is we like to use a bunch of slang. We like to mix in other languages or use jargon.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you can speak this to a 10-year-old, I have a 10-year-old, then you're fine. And most of us speak at the level of like a university professor.
It's so funny. At NAS Daily, we have a value, which is explain like a 10-year-old.
Then if everyone listening in wants to do something well, it's just, remove all the jargon, acronyms too.
Remove acronyms.
In Singapore, we have a lot of acronyms.
So many acronyms.
And
it took me a while when I first moved here to understand all of
like
them.
the COE, of the CPF, of the AYE, it can go on and on. If you can just stamp out those acronyms,
Yep.
that will be a really good start. Okay, and then there's this other thing, which is because of knowledge, we over-index on logic over emotion. Okay, if you want to be useful on internet, you can't just go in and throw all the facts. This is what we tried to do during the COVID about vaccines. These are all the facts. Everyone got very mad because they could see things happening that the facts did not talk about. So I think we need to start first on connecting with them so they trust us, and then using emotional arguments to convince them. So it has to really, they have to feel it before they can think it.
Today with the internet,
Yeah.
there are so many facts out there.
Yes.
And it's the emotional connection, the explanation, and the why
Yes.
that will
Start
actually...
with why Simon Sinek says.
I love it. And I think that's what, as a content creator, as an analytical person, or as just a founder, creating that why is what's going to set you apart. So do you think you're an analytical thinker, you're a
Yes.
scientist, you're
Yes.
also a mom.
Yes.
So do you think that helps you bridge the world of being very analytical and also being able to connect with people's emotions?
I just want to prove that you can learn these skills because it's not natural to me. I was brought up and raised in Singapore in an Asian culture. Now, I'm generalizing here heavily, but it is very much true to a large degree that we are told to put our head down, get good grades. I'm sure you've seen this living here. Do well in the exams, and for some magical reason, you will get a job, you get promoted, and everything you look for. But the world is changing. We are in a VUCA world, okay, acronym, volatile, ambiguous, right? And the rules don't apply in the real world.
Yeah.
We were trained to play a game of chess where everything is, in a grid, and every rule is as you believed it would be. A knight goes L-shaped.
It's like you do this step, then you do this step, and then you get this job.
Checkmate. You will win. But when you enter the real world, none of these rules apply. The real world rules is that you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to speak. You need to be able to defend your opinion. Actually, Alex, I take that back. You must even have an opinion.
Yes.
So I had to completely unlearn, relearn, and it was difficult. And I took an MBA class at Sloan. So this is MIT's business school. And I like to tell the story. When the professor asked the question, all the hands raised, all the hands shot up. And then, Alex, I didn't even know my hand could go up.
You would just sit there.
I was frozen because I always learned that you want to take up less space.
Oh, interesting.
And in the US especially, but I'm sure everywhere else, they wanted to take up more space. They felt that they had a place in the world where their opinion was important. And I had to learn how to have an opinion, to take up more space, to communicate. So all of this I learned. And I believe everyone can learn it too.
And that's why you're teaching other people.
That's my job now.
I love it. I love it. And actually, this is the perfect segue into talking about a specific type of content that you have been going super viral recently. And it's something that I love. I've really enjoyed it. And it's so different than your content in the past because it's based on humor.
I started doing this in December, and no one has ever called me funny until December 2024. And now, I kid you not, Alex, I have hundreds of people telling me that you're the funniest account that I've seen on the internet.
I love it. So tell us a bit more about what this is. What is this content called? What is it about?
I think humor is disarming. I think humor connects different people from different backgrounds and languages and so on. And then in December, my daughter and I were having a a school vacation. And I said, I have this idea that we should teach people how to speak LinkedIn. Okay. But what is LinkedIn? It's LinkedInese. So I coined the concept. It's not new, but LinkedInese as a word is fake, right? I made it.
It's like Portuguese or...
Yeah, so, okay, Portuguese, LinkedInese, whatever. You can't find it on Duolingo, guys. You got to go to my Instagram account. And I just filmed a very simple reel of my daughter just bringing the camera to me and said, hey, mommy, how do you say, I want to take a nap in LinkedInese? And then I just did what I thought would be the funniest answer, which is, oh, today I took a transformative afternoon reset. So I posted it with, my basic knowledge of CapCut.
Yep.
And I went to sleep and I came back and by then I had gotten 10,000 new followers.
Wow.
Like it was
from one video.
One video.
That you shot with your daughter the night before.
Alex, now that video has gotten me like 40 to 50,000 new followers. So then Adam Grant, who is like the god of LinkedIn, organizational psychology expert, veteran book author, he liked it and Microsoft left comments on it.
The official Microsoft account?
Microsoft Live and both Microsoft and Microsoft Live, they've both left comments.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they put hashtag unstoppable because I referenced, the seer, the singer. At the end, I said, how do you guys stay unstoppable?
I love it.
Yeah, which is a LinkedInese problem. We always ask a question at the end. It's a call to action.
So the idea of LinkedInese was to take any topic and explain how you would write a post on LinkedIn that's relatable and viral, essentially. Yeah. And so you had this one idea, you went to bed, you woke up the next day, you had 10,000 new followers.
Yes.
But I think this is the really interesting part. You did not stop there.
Oh, yes. So as much as I'm new to Instagram, I had been by then a veteran LinkedIn creator. I also happen to have some friends who are quite popular on Instagram. So I DM'd them, I said, what now?
Yeah.
What now? And then they just said, simple, make more of it. Okay, this is not rocket science. Let's do more.
So you made more. So the idea, what I love about this is that it's not just let me make a post today or tomorrow. It's an idea.
Yeah.
The idea did well. And that means you can make many more posts with a similar idea, but maybe a different hook, a different topic. Well, I think one of the reasons why I really related to them is because you see people on LinkedIn who are saying something maybe a little bit passive aggressive and they try to spin it in a very positive way to try and get maybe, I don't know, likes, attention, etc. So I think what you did is you tapped into what many people had experienced and felt.
Yes.
And this is really such a great lesson for everyone about resonance. When you make a piece of content that people relate to, because they've had a similar experience or they've seen something similar. It reminds me a lot of stand-up comedians. The funniest stand-up comedians are the people who notice things that everyone notices, but no one talks about.
Exactly. And sometimes they get mad at me. It's a transference thing. So they're mad at everyone on LinkedIn. And now they're mad at me because I represent everyone they dislike on LinkedIn. But it's actually a little bit of, it's a parody. So I'm okay with it. This is my persona. This is not me. This is just my LinkedInese coach persona. So I'm okay with that.
And also it shows that you don't take yourself too seriously as a personal brand.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny and what I really liked is that you went all in. So not only did you do the Instagram, more reels, but you also actually in your branding,
I changed it all.
You changed it all.
It goes, forget Duolingo. Learn LinkedInese, the only language you need to learn for career success. My new brand slogan.
And that really, I imagine, catapulted your brand on Instagram, as you said.
Yeah. And today I'm close to maybe 80,000 followers. I mean, like just a couple of months ago, I had maybe 8 to 10,000. So this is overnight. It's fun. I'm just having fun, guys. It's not about the numbers. I'm having fun.
So I want to ask you about this and say, what you're talking about on LinkedInese is very different than your business. Your business is to help analytical people, as you said.
Yes.
So how do you bring together the fact that you're doing this humorous, really fun stuff with your business, which ultimately pays the bills?
They're not different. You would think that maybe an analytical thinker wouldn't enjoy this humor, but they really like it. They message me and they go, so I guess I can see some of the mistakes I've been making.
Interesting.
They have fun too. We enjoy, we have a laugh sometimes. And I think they really like, they say, I also learned how to present better in a town hall, in my emails, because although it's a parody, there are actually things you can learn. So for example, if you're not very happy, you want someone to shut up, okay, and that's very rude.
Yeah.
You can say, I think we've come to a hard stop. Let's take a pivot on this. Let's put a pin on this and circle back later. There's a little bit of corporate jargon speak here, but it's a lot more pleasant than saying, hey, please shut up.
Yeah.
It's very offensive.
For sure. So it's educational.
Yeah.
So it's fun, but it's also educational.
Yeah.
So the people you're targeting still see you as teaching them something.
Yeah. And if they don't, then they're not my audience. Then
so it's the magnet, right?
Yeah, then they would get repelled by this.
And I think that's a great lesson around the more you create content, the better you get. It's a muscle.
Yes.
Your humor, as you said, before December 2024, you had no idea.
Not funny at all.
You said you were not funny. I'm sure you were, but you didn't at least publicly say that. And then now that you'll keep doing this is your year of humor, I'm sure that you're going to feel much more confident at projecting humor online in July 2025 or beyond than you did at the start of 2024.
Okay, I want to use your podcast to share something, which
Please.
I wasn't interested to say earlier. By the end of 2025, have made a goal to have my first ever stand-up comedy show.
Wow. You hear it here. You heard it here first. I love it.
So I will have, if everything goes well, my first ever stand-up comedy show. Who ever thought this was possible?
I'm so excited. I will be there.
From the scientist, academic professor, stand-up comedian, you.
It just shows that you can keep reinventing yourself.
Yes.
And as you learn new skills, you can do different things. We're going to quickly go through a few other things. So I want to talk about making money.
I love that.
So I want to start with, can professionals monetize their content? If you have another business unit or you have another job, can you monetize?
Before I can answer, can we monetize, Alex, we need to take a step back because both you and I are in a commercial company.
Yes.
Right? You're a Nest company. I've got my own Find Your Superpower. But you must understand that a large number of people out there don't have a money-making mindset. So before we can even say, how do we make money? The first question we need to ask is, are you comfortable with the thought that you can monetize yourself? But I am a valuable expert. I deserve to be paid for my knowledge and my talents. First, we must internalize that we must have a very positive money mindset before we can even make money from it. My analytical thinkers, my industry experts, they will often say, oh, I'm not doing this for the money. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here for the money. I didn't publish a book to make money. And my first question is, why not? Why do you not want to make money? You should be making thousands of dollars from this. So first, we must overcome the hurdle that I'm not here to make money. I don't deserve to be
We
paid.
are here to make money.
We are here to make money in the right way by creating value for others, right? We're doing it properly. So once we cross that hurdle, okay, we are here to make money by offering value. Now we can then talk about ways to make money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I say this to a lot of creators I meet, which is you shouldn't be embarrassed to ask for money or make money.
Yes.
Because when you make money with something, you can commit more time to it.
Yes.
And if you commit more time to it, you can only get better and provide more value.
Yes.
And I think this is one of the things, as you said, to overcome. So
back to the question. What was the question?
Yeah, it was about how you can make money as a professional and a content creator.
Okay. I heard this on a podcast. I can't remember who said it. It was, you can't make a living by being a content creator, but you can make a fortune from it. So the problem is that when we go on become content creators, the model which works for maybe for B2C creators is to sponsor an ad, to work with a brand on a brand campaign. But I work with B2B creators, which is a different genre. We make money from our wealth of knowledge, our expertise. The B2B community makes money by being visible, by helping ourselves gain brand awareness and visibility, for us to be invited for our back-end offer, our high-ticket offer. You're familiar with these low, medium, and high-ticket offers, which could be worth thousands an hour. So to give corporate training, to give keynotes, to give consulting, these are the ways we monetize our knowledge through social media.
So social media is your front of house.
Our face is, I call it our digital storefront.
The digital storefront.
Digital storefront of our little cafe.
And so when you have your cafe or your physical business, you walk into the storefront.
Yes.
But you only make money when the person picks the product and pays at the cashier.
So the magic, guys, is in the DMs. So often, when my clients come to me and they say, hey, Juliana, you need your help. I don't have enough leads. I said, what does your DM situation look like? And then they said, I don't get any DMs. And I said, the magic's in the DMs. If you don't get DMs, then we got to fix that. So it's a pipeline issue. So the top to medium to bottom of funnel, you don't have any bottom of funnel action. That's not where we should be focusing on.
So the DMs, it's like going back to the magnet.
Yes.
The magnet attracts DMs.
People have followed me for years, like CMOs, chief marketing officers. And then they said, I've been following you for years. I checked when they started following me, 2020.
Wow.
And then they finally, 3 years later, reach out to me for a deal that could be worth, a lot of money, Alex. But that's how long it takes to convert. So when they tell me that they have no action in the DMs, that is not a DM or lead, it's a top of funnel issue. So back to the first situation, nobody knows you, they can't like you, then they don't trust you, of course, and then they can't buy from you.
So when should someone do a partnership, or when should someone do something for free?
Yes.
And when should they charge?
I'm glad you asked that because I am a huge proponent of not doing things for free. Again, often we think of free or paid as in financial terms, in monetary terms. But it doesn't have to be a transaction of money because you can transact, you can barter, and you can gain value in many, many different ways. So obviously I would prefer cash over everything else, right? Because I've got bills to pay, dude. I've got 2 kids. They're very expensive. 2 cost centers.
Not everything can be bartered,
you got
right?
3 cost centers.
3 cost centers, it's true.
So, giving me a free dinner ain't gonna pay my many bills. But I must point out that there are exchanges of value that are not monetary. I'm going to give you a great story. In 2022 or 2023, McLaren approached me with an idea. They said, Juliana, I want to lend you a McLaren sports car for a week.
Wow.
No strings attached. We just want you to be featured in a video for McLaren in a magazine called Rob Report about how it feels like to own a McLaren for a week. I've never driven a supercar. I've never been to an F1 race or whatever. I'm not known for that. So this is an example where I don't need to be paid cash because I was paid in kind. They did an amazing video of me driving down the Marina Bay Sands highway at sunrise, looking really cool. And I posted some of these videos and pictures on my social media, and people really, really liked it because they were shocked. Huh? She's a mom of 2. She's supposed to be in an SUV. Now I see her in a different light. And since then, I have people coming up to me even today, Alex. They said, so when are you going to get the sports car again? Or have you driven the newest supercar? Because they think of me and McLaren. I'm very grateful.
That's a great brand association.
It's a brand association, yeah. And a year later, I said, I had a few comments that I shouldn't be driving a car that is a gas guzzler. Because of my brand, I'm a science communicator. So they said, we'll lend you our electric car. So they lent me the McLaren Artura, which is a hybrid car. And I was like, wow, when you have a great brand association, the brand is also loyal to you. And you are loyal to the brand.
So Juliana, we're going to go under the hood. Under the hood is a part of this podcast where we actually look at your channel and some of your analytics. So first of all, I'm going to go on to LinkedIn. And the thing that struck me, apart from having almost 100,000 followers, is that the first person that I get recommended is the president of Singapore.
Woohoo! Go, Thaman, go!
That's wild, right?
Yeah.
You and the president of Singapore. Yeah. Amazing. Do you know how that even happened? Like, why are you being recommended? Is it just because you're influential?
I don't know. There was a point that all the profiles recommended were all ministers and the president.
Love it.
DPM as well, and the prime minister. But Thaman, because President Thaman, when he first went on LinkedIn, I put a few comments and he responded to all of them.
Wow.
So you can see his first likes and comments were on my account.
I love it.
That's probably why.
So I think for everyone else, what it means is if you want to get something done in Singapore, you go to the president, you go to the prime minister, and then you go to Juliana.
Oh God, I hope not. It will not get done with me.
But I think we were talking about Duolingo and LinkedInese. This is your tagline, as you said.
It is.
Forget Duolingo, LinkedInese. I love it. And obviously it has your find your superpower. But let's go into Instagram because I know you want to talk about Instagram. And I had a look at your Instagram before. So remember, 100,000 followers on LinkedIn Now you have almost 80,000
Yes.
on Instagram.
Yes.
This is your secondary channel.
Yeah, Alex, I'm telling you, this is a surprise to me. It's still a surprise to me today.
I love it. And it's going to, I think it might take over, overtake your
I think so, because there are a lot more people on Instagram than LinkedIn, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when I go into your views, and this is what I want everyone to take a look at. So we remember 79,000 followers. In December, you said you had 8,000.
8,000.
8,000.
8,000.
And now I'm going into your posts and I'm seeing 1.2 million views, 10 million views, 129,000 views. That is wild. And so I want to ask you, you have 10 million views. Was this the first one you did?
This is the first one.
This was the very
first one on December 3rd or December 6th. I can't remember.
So we're going to show everyone this post. Hang on.
Hey, Mommy. How would you translate I took a nap into LinkedInese?
Today, I indulged in a transformative afternoon reset. It is an incredible investment into building up energy, creativity, and focus. Sometimes a brief pause is all it takes to come back stronger than before. How do you stay unstoppable?
First of all, this is hilarious. But I'm looking, it's 360,000.
Chris don't left me a like.
Yeah. These are big creators. But I want to ask you, so this post, how many followers did you get from this?
Oh, well, we can find out because I can check my stats.
Yeah.
So from this post, I had a reach of 7 million, 10 million plays, and 47,000 follows.
47,000 follows from one post.
Yeah. Is it crazy or what?
That is crazy. And what I think it really shows. It's insane. It's insane. And it shows that you just need one viral video to grow. Growth on social media is not linear.
It's not linear at all.
It's about having those hits.
Yes.
So your goal, what you need to do as a creator, and I say this to a lot of up and coming creators, you need to take multiple shots at the goal.
Yes.
You only need 2 of them to go in.
That's right.
You had one that got you 50,000 followers of your 78,000. And these other ones that got 1 million, 500,000,
then
1 million.
Get to the 3,000 followers per reel for the rest.
Okay, Juliana, we're going to do something very different. I don't know if you've ever done this before. Is it rapid fire? So I'm going to give you a one-liner and you're going to give it to me back in LinkedInese. Are you ready?
Okay, we're going to try this.
We're going to try. We're going to try to see how it goes.
Let's go.
So the first one, I hate my colleagues.
I am blessed with such amazing colleagues. Thanks to our mix of personalities and working style, they keep me on my toes and they help me unlock professional growth. How about you? Are you also blessed to have such wonderful colleagues like me?
I love your timing, by the way. I was like, when you're like, how about you? It's so true. It's so true on LinkedIn. Okay, another one. I was laid off.
Oh, ouch. There's a Chinese proverb that goes, 以退为进, which is you need to take a step back to take a step forward. Sometimes the universe is trying to show us a path forward, but we may not realize it at first. How about you? How do you unlock your deepest and best career potential?
Wow, this just encapsulates LinkedIn so much.
It always ends with how about you?
How about you?
Yeah,
I love that. And it's so true. It's like people are like, okay, we need the CTA. Yeah. Number 3, the final one. I am taking time off to travel.
I love that. I'm humbled and delighted to announce that I've taken on a new portfolio of Globetrotter. During this 6-month sabbatical, I will be exploring the depths of this world and finding myself and unlocking my inner wisdom and discovering my ikigai. How about you? Have you found your ikigai, Alex?
Wow. Okay, I'm giving you a round of applause for that. That was very impressive. Okay, let's talk about the future, Juliana. It's always good to bet on the future as a creator, as a professional.
Yes.
So what should people watching bet on if they want to create content on LinkedIn?
Video.
Tell me why.
Because of the TikTokification of the internet. Is the fact that the whole world is gravitating towards video. So as a content creator, you want to be able to communicate on different mediums. So I want to be able to write well. I want to be able to communicate in a picture. You know, some people are still stuck into taking a good picture.
Yeah.
And we've hurtled into the video age. So now we need to learn how to do like a visual hook, audio hook, sonic hook, textual hook. You know, how can you do all of that in text or in pictures? So if we don't catch up on LinkedIn, then we are 5 to 10 years behind. So we must. And if this is, you're talking about a trend of the future, then the whole world is moving towards video.
The whole world is moving to video. LinkedIn is moving to video. So if you're making a bet in 2025, bet on video.
I would say as part of your toolkit.
Okay. So don't give up on the written, but
No,
just
please
add
don't.
video.
Yeah, think of it as a balanced diet. Yeah.
We got our vegetables and our protein.
Yes.
Love it. And I want to ask you finally, Juliana, for everyone watching Creator Mode, what we're going to do is we're going to give them a resource of all the lessons from this interview, from this podcast, but we're also going to give them a challenge.
Okay.
Every episode.
I love challenges, man.
So what
Bring
I
it on.
I want everyone who watches this to be inspired by you and your journey,
Thank you.
but then to take action. So if we were to give people watching a 30-day challenge, what would you tell them to do?
I've already done this on NAS.io. So I'm proud to say I'm a member of NAS.io. And the challenge I want to give all of you is to run a 30-day challenge of posting on LinkedIn once a week.
Once a week.
Once a week, we will post a post on LinkedIn. If you're not comfortable with video, we'll use a text post with a picture for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks.
And you will tell us who you are. We're going to keep it very simple. Tell us your origin story of how you began, some of the troubles or the struggles that you came across, you know, climax, which is, you know, how you overcame it, and some of the lessons you have for the rest of us.
I love it. Who takes part in this? I will share some of the best ones with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that we see people really get some great results.
Thanks. I would love to see, I would love to give them a prize, actually, if you choose a winner.
Here's the deal. We'll do this together. So anyone who joins, the best people, I'll sponsor a prize.
I love that.
Okay. So you can, if you don't mind helping to pick the best,
Yes.
then we'll sponsor something for them.
You'll get some books from me and a game called Mad Lab, which my company created, and of course some magazines too.
Great. And we'll give them some NAS swag and a few other things as well.
I have your swag too.
I'm very happy. Juliana, thank you so much for your time. I've learned so much today.
Thank you so much, Alex. It's a pleasure.
And I'm looking forward to your year of humor, for your stand-up comedy show, but also just continuing to provide all the education and value that you do. Just a shout out for your mastermind. Would you just want to tell everyone what it's called and how they can check it out?
Thanks for that. I have a 12-month brand builder mastermind. It's completely virtual. As of today, I launched in January 1st. I have 175 members, 175.
Wow.
So we are on month 2 and we do a rolling enrollment. Every month we let 10 people join us because I want us to grow organically and for them to, you know, be absorbed into our culture. We have a culture of positivity, community building, and we meet up in person, interestingly enough, for fun. And I really, really hope that all of them will come to my end of year summit, Find Your Superpower Summit.
I'm looking forward to that. And just for everyone's reference, do check it out. We'll put the link in the comments.
Yes.
But otherwise, Juliana, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward to more of your success this year.
Thank you so much. Stay unstoppable.
Stay unstoppable.